Hey witches, it's Faye the Fiend, and today, change of plans. I'm gonna do a shifting spell. Unfortunately, this is not gonna be for everyone because not everyone, is a witch or is comfortable with casting spells. But if you are like me and you meet at the intersection of being a witch and being into shifting, this video is for you. If you are not a witch and you're thinking about doing a spell for shifting, um, reconsider because there's a lot of things you have to know about protections before you do, witchcraft. So maybe you can pay an Etsy witch or something because they've been popping off. But um, yeah, I would highly advise against, like, if you're not a witch and you don't know how to do basic protections, don't do this. But if you are a beginner witch, this is fine. Just put your protections up, and I mean, should be fine. So we have a couple of ingredients. I'm gonna go over them right now. Usually I like doing simple spells, but kind of complicated this. It's not really complicated. It's just like there's a lot of materials I'm using, or maybe I just think it's a lot because I typically don't use this much. But yeah, we have a purple candle. Purple, if you don't know, it's for intuition. Um, it is associated with the crown chakra. So maybe if you wanted to do like an indigo for the third eye chakra, you could if you're into that. But I'm feeling purple right now. And then purple amethyst, obviously. This helps with dream work. Yeah, so I'm just going to go over what's going on here. We do have the purple candle, again, for intuition, dream work. Same thing with the amethyst crystals that I have around here. It's for dream work. Let me see if I can zoom out. I mean, that's kind of as good as I can get it, unless I push these guys out a bit. Yeah. So we have amethyst crystals, which are good for dream work. So I feel like a lot of the things that intersect with dream work can be applied to shifting. I have rosemary here. You should, use that to cleanse and protect your space, banish anything that is going to try to interfere, but also it can be good for walking in between planes, which is kind of what you're doing when you're shifting. So I'll use that to cleanse my candle and then maybe use some of the ash around the actual bowl. We have jasmine, which is another one that's good for dream work, intuition. Coffee is good when you need something done fast, so I'm hoping to shift sometime this week, hopefully tonight, but you know how that goes. So we'll see, do some coffee in there. Lavender, again, dream work, peaceful sleeping. Sometimes I feel like, I'm getting symptoms, or I'm getting close, and then like for some reason, like I freak out, dude. I'm so mad. Let me go on a tangent real quick. So literally, people have said like you can ask your DR or people in your DR for signs in your CR that you're gonna shift and things like that. So like you could ask them to send you lions, and then suddenly you see lions, and of course the cynics are gonna say it's confirmation bias, whatever. But if you've done that before with like spirit guides, that actually it can happen. And so because I shift to Hogwarts where I see the Weasley twins, I was like, send me fireworks. So literally one night I was close to shifting, and then some motherfucker at 2 in the morning is literally outside of the alley behind my house, and they set off a fucking firework. And I'm like, I appreciate the sign, but it literally woke me up from the shifting. Like I was experiencing heavy symptoms. It was just, I was like, great. And then I just didn't get sleep for the rest of the night. So that was great. But yeah, you could hypothetically, ask for signs if you're into that. It really does work. I was surprised. I asked for fireworks and for lions because Gryffindor. Um, and yeah, they were fucking everywhere. So yeah, lavender for dream work. We have cherry bark. So this is an herb that I haven't used before. It has a lot of uses, but the one that I'm using it for today is success. It helps improve the outcome of your spells. So that's what we're going to use it for. Clove can be a lot of things, but I'm going to kind of use it. I don't want to use the word domination, but kind of to just kind of make sure my will is, you know, met, because I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I have to throw a fit. I hate that, but it's true. When I don't get what I want, and then I'm kind of an asshole about it. Like suddenly I get what I want, which sucks because it reminds me of like Karens, right? I've worked customer service, and it's like they don't get what they want, and then they yell and they call you mean names and they talk to your manager, and then suddenly they get what they want, and it's like, I hate to be a Karen, but universe, like I need this to happen. I technically don't, but I would really like to. So that's the energy the cloves are bringing in. I'm sorry. Just like this domination of like my will above my inability to shift. So then we have star knees. So star knees are cool. There's kind of like this concept that like holding a star in your hand. And you can also think of like shooting stars and making a wish. So they're said to help make your wishes come true, but I like the interpretation that it's kind of like having something from the sky here on earth. So it's kind of like bringing your ideas or your wishes or your dreams into reality, basically. And then the final one we have is hibiscus, and hibiscus is good for many things as well, as are all of the herbs. But we're using it for psychic abilities. It helps strengthen them, helps you be in tune. Yeah. And then I do have 2 oils. These are not necessary, and also you can make your own oils or you can buy them. It doesn't really matter, and you don't really need them. But I have Eyes Wide Open, which is kind of like, it's good for intuition and like opening your third eye. And then we have a Lucky Girl oil because I feel like I need some luck right now. So we're going to throw that in there. Another thing, I have a piece of parchment. We can talk about that later. Yeah, it can be any kind of paper, printer paper, anything you can write on. And if you want, instead of a piece of paper, you can have your script, which I think would be interesting. But I don't have a physical copy of my script, and I'm not going to write one out. But if you already had one, or if you wanted to make one for the spell, that could be cool. And then just an additional thing that you don't have to have, I'm having tea right now. I'm having mugwort tea, which again is good for like, I think people usually use mugwort tea for lucid dreaming. Oh, there's weirdness going on outside. Hold on. Sorry, it's a Saturday night, so obviously there's drunk idiots yelling at each other. Yeah, but anyway, the tea optional. I have all these other bags in there because I'm trying to get rid of the flavor of mugwort. If you're familiar, it's extremely bitter. So I try to throw in some chamomile in there, which is also good for like dreaming, sleeping, resting. And then butterfly pea flower. I just felt called to that. Not sure why, but butterfly pea flower is like for transformation. So maybe you can think of like, transforming yourself into your DR self, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you can change anything on here. It's not necessary. I don't even know if this is gonna work. That's part of like witchcraft, just throwing things and saying what sticks. And I got a good, like a positive response from the plant spirits. So hopefully it'll be successful. The last time I did do a a candle spell with a purple candle, and I, threw some herbs in here, and I got like these really crazy, vivid dreams, but I did not shift. So that's what we're gonna try today. All right, so I guess just get started. Obviously, you want to cleanse your tools first. Right, and as I said, I just leave the rosemary pieces that fall off in there. If you wanted to incorporate like full-on rosemary, you could. So now I'm going to, what do I want to do next? I think I want to stick the candle in here. So let me cut off the top because that's a fire safety issue. All right, I'm going to use the oils. Sorry if I sound disappointed. I just feel like it leaves everything sticky and I hate it, but it's cool. So think lucky, lucky, lucky. Just kind of put some in your hand. And then we're going to draw it inward towards ourselves. You can also carve something into the candle if you wanted to write like a word, an affirmation, a sigil, the shifting symbol, whatever you want to do. Now, in addition to luck, we're drawing in intuition, third eye, our eyes being wide open. Yeah, so we got candle dressed. I'm gonna take like the extra oil and kind of just rub it on the parchment. I guess ideally you would want to write on it first. Not too big a deal for me. It might be annoying when you're trying to write something though. Just note that I'm gonna wash my I feel like I shouldn't, but I'm gonna because this is gross. There's nothing wrong, like if you wanted to leave the oil on your hands, you totally could. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want it to sound like I'm being judgmental, like ew, it's gross. But I just hate like I'll open this and then everything's hard to grip, and then afterwards when my hands are clean and I try to touch the jars are dirty and like sticky, and it's just I feel like it's a hassle. So we're just gonna wash our hands, which you did. We're gonna melt the bottom of this candle, stick it to the center. Now that it's been dressed with the oil. Okay, and now we're just gonna go through the herbs. I'll probably just kind of run through the ritual. I've already told you like what everything's for. So basically you would just take your herb, put some in your hand, and ask the plant spirit if it would aid you. Obviously, like different, like I was saying, hibiscus can be for love, it can be for lust, it can be for psychic abilities, it can be for a lot of things. So you want to make sure you're setting that intention of, asking the plant spirit to perform a specific task. and to aid you. So I'm just gonna kind of do that. I'll probably put music over it and fast forward it. We're just gonna do that with every herb. All right, so we've basically reached the end here, kind of the end of praying to the herbs. And so now we're getting to the parchment part. You can write affirmations like I am a master shifter, or I will shift tonight, I will shift tonight. You can do your name, your full name, your date of birth, and like I will shift tonight. And do that like, you know, whatever number of times you want to do it, 3 times, 7 times, 9 times, maybe a number you associate with your DR. And then basically you would fold it towards yourself, clockwise, towards yourself, clockwise, towards yourself. And then I'll just put it under the bowl and then set it ablaze. So I'm gonna write that and then I'll be back. All right, so we've put the paper under the bowl. I might have said I will shift tonight. As an example, if I did, just know that some people are against that, that you never want to phrase something in a manner that would be like I will or I'm going to, making it sound like it's in the future. You're supposed to make it sound like it's in the present. But I'm like, I don't know, would you say I shift question mark? Or you could say like I shifted, like it already happened, if you want to, you know, go the Delulu route. Whatever it is, I really don't think there's a wrong way, but just know that some people are against affirmations that are based in the future or phrased in a way that sounds like it will happen instead of it already happened or it's currently happening. So just be aware of whatever it is that you write, matching that criteria, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna light this candle and then we're just gonna put our energy into it. Again, I'll probably just film it and then put music over it. But you get the gist. There's not really anything going on. You could say affirmations. Like, I know when there's shifting methods, sometimes people will be like, I am so and so, my hair color is this, and they're just kind of like reiterating the traits of their DR self. You could do that. You could turn on like shifting meditation in the background and kind of like put that energy into the candle. Um, you could meditate with the candle and go through a whole shifting method. I'm kind of just gonna sit and put my energy into it because that's how I do spell work, but I think that the other ways would be really helpful too. So that's why I'm suggesting them. You could also put on a playlist that you made for like your DR. It really doesn't matter. Use your intuition, what feels right, etc. So just gonna put my energy into it, drink my tea, and then yeah, enjoy, I guess. So here's the candle so far. I'm just gonna, post the video, but obviously, um, be fire safe. Don't just let the candle burn while you fall asleep trying to shift or something. Do the spell, and then you can even do it during the day and then fall asleep, you know, once everything is fire safe. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any results, and if I have any, I will definitely post them. Thanks for watching.